Hi everyone, my name is Sujata. I am a health coach, and today I want to talk about something that is really important, but also it's quite close to my heart because this is about including your everyday traditional foods when you are getting healthier, and yes, when you are losing weight as well. I see so many people make this very common mistake of saying, I am not going to have my traditional foods because my diet plan doesn't allow it. And then they'll cut out these foods and they find that they can't maintain it forever. And when they go back to having some of these foods, they will regain the weight back. So I very, very strongly believe we should include our traditional foods for so many reasons, including they are our comfort foods. They make us feel good. They take us back to that time where, we were having them as children. And there are so many healthy choices wherever you come from in the world. So I'll focus in this video on Indian foods, but it doesn't matter where you come from. I'm working with people from different parts of the world, whether you're Chinese or you're Japanese, or if you're having a Western diet, there are healthy foods in every cuisine there is. So it's really important you continue having your traditional, your cultural foods, because these are the foods of our ancestors. These are the foods that, are easily available. They're not expensive. They're easy for us to digest as well, easy for us to cook. So we should be making sure we always include these foods when we're having them. When people begin to follow diets, or even if you're doing something on your own, you become used to creating or following very strict rules, and you are complicating it by putting foods in a good category or a bad category. I don't do that in my programs because we can have all foods. It's just learning about the different types and portions of foods that you have. So if my clients want to have a snack and they felt like having chirda or sev, which are foods I like to have as well, there is a portion that you have of that, and that's what I'm teaching. It's not about saying, well, I'll never eat this food, but it's looking at what you're eating in a day for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and yes, for snacks as well. And I want you to think about, all the different types of foods you can be eating every day. There are so many options that we have available to us. And I always break it down by food groups. Are you including vegetables in your diet? And these could be vegetables like okra, right? You could be making also an eggplant curry. You could be having a cauliflower curry, gobi, right? So you can be having so many different types of vegetables, or you could even just make a very simple salad like a chumbar where, you're just using tomatoes and onions and maybe a bit of cucumber and coriander, and you just make a simple salad and have that. So, make sure you always include vegetables when you're losing weight. The other food group we need to make sure we're having is protein, right? And do not go looking at buying protein shakes. Try and first get the protein that you need from your diet. There are so many options, in our traditional foods as well. So if you're vegetarian, you can be having dals, you can be having, a variety of different types of lentils or beans. So you could be having something like kidney bean curry. You could be having chickpea curry. You could be having moong dal, right? So many types of beans and lentils you can have. If you're non-vegetarian, you could be having a chicken curry. You could be having fish tikka. Again, so many options here as well. The other food group that you've got to include also, because it makes us feel satisfied, and we don't need to stop this food group, it is grains. People will often think, well, I'll stop having grains, I'll lose the weight, but you end up missing the grains. So, learn the portions again, learn about, how to include rice, how to include roti, idlis, parathas. How are you making these foods? What are the quantities of these foods that you're having as well? Include fruits. And you can have all kinds of fruits in your diet, whether it's apples or pears or berries or grapes. You can have mangoes as well when they're in season. You can have watermelon. You can be having pineapple. Again, this is something that we include as part of our diet as well. So, what I want to talk about is including all the food groups and not, putting one food group as in a bad category, including fats. We do need healthy fats in our diet. We need to include a fat because it has important functions to play in our health. So don't cut out these food groups. Just learn how to have these foods in your everyday meals so you feel good within yourself. You're enjoying your meals and you're getting healthier at the same time. Now, many people are often confused. There's too much information. You're getting information from different websites and blogs. You're on, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and you're looking at what your friends are doing and you're thinking, I'll try that. And you're literally everywhere. And because you're following all these different methods, you're getting nowhere. Right? So you need to have one system to follow and have a clear pathway on what you're doing. So because I'm constantly asked, what can I do when I'm having Indian food? What kinds of rotis should I be making? What should I make my roti with? What are the oils I should be using? What are the types of protein foods I can still be having? How can I do this if I'm vegetarian? I see so many who are vegetarian and they'll say, I don't eat eggs, but how can I get the protein in my diet? I want to teach you a very simple method on weight loss, and I have got a workshop. In this workshop, I'm going to show you how to have Indian meals for weight loss. It's a 1-hour workshop. I'm going to be teaching you so many useful tips, and I'm also going to show you how to create a weekly meal planner. So it takes away the stress of thinking what you're going to be making for your meals. And this is not just for you. This means you're eating the same meals as your own family. And that is important, because if you're able to eat the same meals as your family, you're going to be able to do this for the rest of your life. With many diets that people do, whether you're counting calories or points, if you're doing intermittent fasting, you're doing it just for yourself. And at some point you feel it's not going to work because you can't have what the rest of the family is having. So let's make it something that you can always do. Let's make it something that you enjoy. So come and join me in my workshop. If you have any questions about it, let me know and I'll be very happy to answer. So I look forward to seeing you very soon. If you haven't as yet, if you want to get my weekly tips, if you want to get my recipes, do remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.